Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Liberté. Liberté is a game designed by one of my favorite designers, Martin Wallace, published by Valley Games Inc. Plays 3 to 6 players. It says 90 minutes, but it's going to take you longer than that. And effectively what this game is we are all vying to influence the outcome of the French Revolution. I'm not French. I don't know a lot about that. So I'm not going to go into the theme too much, but the theme does kind of come through. It symbolizes some of that stuff. But basically what this game boils down to is a card playing game where we're trying to get different areas under our control to influence these 3 different factions of government to try to be able to score the most points, or push a couple of them just far enough that we can get an outright win and maybe win that way. It's different. It's funky. It's Martin Wallace. Let's go on the table. Check it out.
Come on, play the game.
Alright, so here's a game of Liberté, or Liberté, I'm not sure how you say it, all set up for 3 players. Now, before we go any further on this, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm probably going to miss some rules, I'm probably going to make dumb decisions, but I just want to show you how this game works because it's kind of a cool draw a card, play a card game with some interesting area control, and I like it. So, if there's incorrect rules, I apologize, but this is not to teach you how to play, it's just to show you what's going on. So, to set up, you're going to put the board out in the middle here. You're going to put 2 of the moderates, the Royalists and the Radicals discs on this space. Round marker here, other markers off to the side. The 3 government score markers down here. Each person will put a score marker on 0 and random turn order up here. And then the rest of the wooden bits for the 3 governments can be off to the side. They're going to effectively work as like a round timer. Then we're going to shuffle the B cards, put them on the bottom, which I've done here. Shuffle the A cards, give each player 7, which are off screen, but each player has a hand of cards here. And then you're going to put the A's on top of the B's and flip 3. All right. And then there's one of these turn order guides that you can use, pass around, or print some out, whatever, to help you know what's going on. Now, the way the game works is on your turn, you have basically one of 2 options. You're either going to play a card from your hand to do a multitude of things, one of a multitude of things, or you're going to draw some cards. And usually you can draw 1 card. There are some exceptions to that rule, but that's it. So draw a card or play a card. And then we're going to play until 1 color of these wooden squares here are empty. And then that will be the end of the round. And we'll go from there. And we're going to actually start at round 2 because that's when the battle is going to come into effect. So round 1 will function as similarly as what I'm going to show you, but we won't be able to play down here in this battle area, and I want to show that off, so we're going to do it. All right, so I'm probably not going to play a whole round. I'm just going to kind of show you what's going on, maybe speed it up so we can kind of get an idea. So yellow's first, based on the turn order, and yellow has the following cards. Now, the cards do a couple things. Well, there's a couple different types of cards. There are personalities, which are the colored backgrounds with a person on it, and some kind of disc up at the top, or like faction cubes. All right. There's clubs, which are gray, basically wilds, and there are special cards, which are yellow background. They don't have any discs, but they have a special ability. All right. So basically, what we're trying to do is we're going to be playing cards to put these discs out on the faction control markers. So these things right here, out onto the map to control an area. Now, when you're placing these down, couple rules. Each player can only have control 1 stack, and there can be at most 3 stacks in a region, and each stack can only be 3 discs high. All right, 3 markers high, and you can add onto your own. You can never add on to anybody else's. That's the rules. All right. Now let's go ahead and start. Now, first thing they're going to do is they're going to start trying to control some blue. So what they're going to do is they're going to play this blue card. Now, when you play a card, it's going to have some information on it. It's going to have where we're going to be playing this, in case you're colorblind or you have issues seeing these colors. It also has the region on the map. It's going to have where we're going to be deploying, how many of the faction markers we're going to be putting out on the board, and if there's anything else on the card that matters. So this card could also be used to put a disc into the battle, but we're not going to do that right now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this card and we're going to take 3 blue faction markers, faction control markers, and we're going to put them in this region here. We can put them all in one. We can spread them around however we want to do it. I think I want to put 2 here and 1 here. And then to know that they're yours, you're going to put one of your control discs on top. Done. Now, you have another option. You can either keep this in front of you, face up, to be used later to break ties, which we'll hopefully get to that. Or you can just discard. And I think I'm actually going to keep it because that's a 3 blue. That's pretty good. So I'm going to keep this in front of me. And that's my turn. All right, this player, they have similar cards. So they have, you know, similar looking cards. Bunch of personalities and a club and all that. But what they're going to do is they're actually going to draw a card. And they're going to draw this one, a 1 blue club. And if you draw a level 1 card, you can immediately draw another level 1. So you can get 2 instead of 1. And they're going to do that. If you have 9 cards, you have to discard before you can draw. But we're not there yet, so we don't care. All right, and that's our turn. They drew some cards. Then the blue player, again, we're going in turn order up here. And I think what they're going to do is they are going to start working on the radical government. They're going to start getting in with the radical government. And they're going to take 3 red faction markers. So I dropped 1. Got it. 3 red faction markers. And they're going to put them around in the red area, which is up here at the top, or pink. I'm not sure what color that is. And they're going to put them in Paris, and I'll explain why that's important later. They're going to put all of them there and put their marker on it. Done. Back to the yellow player. I think what I want to do is I'm going to go hard in blue. Next I'm going to spread it around. No. Yeah, let's draw another blue. I'm going to draw this blue. So I draw 1 card. It's a level 2, and the level is how many faction markers there are. Done. Back to pink. Pink is going to play a couple cards, and I want to show you how that works. So I'm going to play both of these cards. You normally can only play 1 card, but if you're playing a level 1 card, you can play another level 1 card as long as the faction cubes match, and it had to be the same color. So 2 blues, 2 grays, or a blue color and a gray, that kind of thing. So this player is going to take 2 red faction markers, and they're going to put them in blue, and I think I want to go, I'm going to start spreading it around for pink. And they don't want to keep either of these cards in front of them, so they're just going to discard them both. All right, done. Then back to blue. Blue is, you know, they're going to try to fight me. No, they're just going to do this. They're going to put this one down. This is a good one. Keep it in front of them. So 3 Royalist faction markers. And in purple, and let's just do 1, 2, and 1 right there. So as you can see, as we're starting to play, the map is going to start getting filled up with cubes. All right, back to yellow. Yellow's going to play, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to put a disc in the battle section. I'm not going to keep this card, I'll discard it. And we'll get to why you want to do that later, hopefully. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right. Next up, it is pink, and pink is going to play 2 blue factions. And they're going to put the 2 blue faction markers in right here. Just notice there's already blue there, but doesn't matter. Each person's trying to do their own thing. Doesn't matter what anybody else has going on there. They're going to discard. Back to this player. I think what's going to happen now is they're going to, they're just going to draw this card and be done. Trying to find a general. We need a general. All right, back to this player. I'm going to go 2 blue. I'm going to discard these 2 blues. 2 blues go into the purple area. 2 blue go into purple, and I think I want to start fighting right there with the blue player. Done. Back to pink. Pink is going to draw this card. New card. All right, so this card has an additional icon. Normally you can have 4 cards out in front of you unless you play one of these. Then you can have a 5th card, but it only is one time. So if you have 5 of these, you don't get it doesn't keep bumping. It's just you get an extra card. All right, done. Back to blue. Blue is actually going to draw that card because, yeah, that's a nice card. Then back to yellow. Yellow is going to... I'm going to play this. So I'm going to play this one down. I'm actually going to use it for another one of these. And then I'm going to play a special card. Because on your turn, you can either play 2 of the cards if they're both level 1s and a special card. But now, I'm the first one to play it. So discard any moderate or radical faction block from any one province. So I'm yellow, and I think I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to discard that one. So I'll get rid of this moderate. All right, done. That card gets discarded. All right, now let's just zoom on to the end of the game, and then, or the end of the round, and then I'll show you what happens from that point. All right, so here's the end of the round. All the blue faction blocks are out on the board. Again, it's probably not going to look like this. I just kind of wanted to simulate it to show you what's going on. Now what's going to happen is we're going to go through a couple additional phases. We're going to go through the battle. We're going to go through elections. There might be some different win conditions. We're going to score some points, and then we're going to break some ties. So let's go ahead and do some of that. So first thing that happens is we're going to do this battle. Basically what this battle is here, it's an area control game. This whole game is basically area control. But unlike some of the other ones, you need to have a general in your play area in order to contribute to this battle. So if we look here, 4 has the most discs, so right now they're winning. But they have to have a general in their play area, which is that symbol right there, and then they have to advance that general so, you know, the soldiers can fight. If no one wins this battle, one of these white discs is going to come out here, cover that up, and it makes it easier for a white win condition, a royalist win condition to happen later. We might get to that, we might not, but right now this player is going to advance this general, and they're going to activate all these, and they're going to score 4 points. So yellow gets 4 points. No one else even has a general, so they can't do anything, so they'll take all these back. Done. And the card that has been advanced is now discarded. All right. Done. Now we are going to go up here and start the elections. We're going to go from 1 all the way to 27, and we're going to move up these tracks, get cubes, to in hopes to score points, and we'll get to that. So number 1, nobody fought here, so nothing's going on. Number 2, pink has 1 disc, is in control here with blue. When you win, you take 1 of the discs back. There's only 1, so pink gets 1. And that color moves up 1 on this track. Then we're going to go to 3, which is here. Red is in the lead. They have 2 to blue's 1 over here. So red wins this one. They'll go up 1. Yellow will take a red disc. All right. Then we'll go to 4. Blue gets this one. So pink gets that one. Then we'll go to 5. 5 has nothing. 6, yellow has 1 red. So red will move up 1 more. 7 is over here. Blue has 1 red. So that's 1 more. Then we'll go to 8. Now, Paris is different. Normally when you win a territory, you take off 1 of the faction blocks. In Paris, the winner takes all of them. All the color of the winner. Now, notice there's 3 stacks here of 3. They're ties. We need to break this tie. So the way this works is, that's when the cards that you have in front of you are going to come into play. You're going to look at the blocks, the faction blocks here, and you're going to add that to your total. So you have to advance it just like we did with the general. So yellow is going to advance this because they have 3 blue. They have 3 blue, so that gives them 6 blue. Pink only has a 2, so they're not going to advance. Blue has a red. They will advance it. Nobody wins, so nobody gets that territory. So these cards are gone. And the tiebreakers are all on the back of this. So we are on provincial elections. That's what's going on right now. So we discard both of those, and nobody wins. When there's a tie, all of the blocks go back to the supply. So these all go back to the supply. That was terrible because that could have been, and this moves up 1 for every disc. That would have been 1, but that didn't happen. All right, 9, there's nothing in 9. Now we're going to go to 10, which is here. There's a tie again. Yellow cannot contribute. Pink will, so they'll go ahead and advance this one because they have a blue faction. They'll advance at 1, so they now have 2. They win that. So pink gets that. Blue moves up 1, and because there's a tie, this one goes back home. 11. Blue has won this, so yellow takes the blue. Blue moves up 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue, 3 red. All right, just making sure I got a good total. 12, 13, nothing. 14 is here. So white. So pink gets a white. 15, blue gets a white. 16, yellow takes a blue. Blue goes up 1. 17, white goes up 1. That's blue. Or no, white. That's blues. 18, blue gets another white. All right, then we go to 19. Pink gets a red. 20, pink gets a red. 21, nobody. 22, yellow gets a blue. Okay. 23, yellow gets a red. Okay. 24, which I think is here. Pink gets a blue. 25 is there. 26, blue gets a blue. And 27 has nothing. So I'm on a blue. All right. Now, at this point, we're going to determine the new government. If there was a tie, we'd have to do another tiebreaker. Everybody could advance cards with blocks to help that government move up, but we don't care about that. So blue is now the new government. Then what we're going to do, anybody who has a blue cube has presence in government, and that means they're going to take one of their discs, everybody has a blue, and they're going to come up here to know that they have presence in government. There are some of these cards that activate off that. And then whoever has the most blue is going to score 5 points. How many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 3. All right, so pink gets 5 points. Yellow is second, so they'll get 2. And then whoever has the most of the second place government, which in this case is red, gets 3 points. So yellow gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, there are tiebreak rules. You can advance cards just like you've been doing to help the governments. And in this one, you'll keep going around until there's a winning government. If not, there is a tiebreak in here. It's red, then blue, then white. So if there's a 3-way tie, red would win. Then, when all that is said and done, any cubes that we have, or any of these that we have, the faction blocks, are going to go back to the supply. Anything that's on the board stays out on the board. So as the game progresses, there's going to be less and less stuff that we can do things with because there's going to be stuff out on the board. All the cards that are out in front of us, we can put back in our hand. So we'll put these back in our hand. Then we can discard as many cards as we want and draw back up to 7 to start the new round. And that's that. We're going to keep doing that. The next battles were 3. But in this point now, you can win. The white faction, the Royalist faction, can win if they control 7 of the fleur-de-lis areas. And players have to spot that. And as soon as it happens, it's not during election, it's anytime that happens, they would win. Then whoever has the most white tokens, white cards in play, and white cards in their hand would be the winner. Victory points don't matter. And if you control these areas with points, you'll start getting those points. And red can win at any time if they make it all the way up here past 16 to 17. Red wins. Same thing. Whoever has the most red stuff in front of them and their cards and all that is the winner. If it goes through 4 rounds and neither one of those 2 things happen, whoever has the most points is the winner. And also, the turn order would change. It would go high to low points, so it would actually stay the way that it is to start round 3. And that is how you play Liberté. Let's go up the top. See what I think about it.
What do you think, son? What do you think?
All right, well, that was Liberté from Martin Wallace. Now, I'm not going to talk about the components. You saw what this thing has to offer. These cards, woof. It's ugly, but it does its job. It's ugly, but cards are easy to understand, easy to see what's going on. So, yeah, I think the board looks kind of cool, but everything else is just kind of it's a Martin Wallace game. I mean, what do you expect? You're not playing a Martin Wallace game outside from maybe the new brasses that came out from Roxley. You're not playing a lot of those games for their looks. You're playing them for mechanisms, and that's where this one shines. This is a really basic, when you boil it down, card game. I'm going to draw some, I'm going to play some, and I'm trying to control these different areas to influence these 3 different factions of government to score points. I want to, if I'm pushing for blue, I want to make sure I'm getting a lot of blue cubes. If I'm pushing for red, maybe I want to push that red up to 17 so I can automatically win because I have more red than everybody else. If I'm pushing for white, I want to try to control those fleur-de-lis, or I'm not sure how you say that, because if 7 of those are controlled, white will win. Or maybe I just want to not do all that and spread it out equally, just try to get a bunch of points and win that way. You want to fight the battles, you're trying to win Paris, you're so many ways to do things, so much stuff to do. These special cards are mean. They get meaner as they go into the B deck. They get pretty brutal. You're taking cubes off. It's really nasty. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's actually a really simple game, but the way that it breaks down in true Martin Wallace fashion is a little bit convoluted and confusing. This thing, invaluable, amazing. Tells you everything that happens in the phases. Everything else is in the rulebook. The rulebook's only like 4 pages, but there's a lot going on. Tells you what's going on in the tie breaks. Tells you what all the icons on the cards do down here. Ending the game, how the games end. It's so good. You can't play this game without this. This is amazing. So yeah, I love Martin Wallace. I love this game. My only issue with a lot of Martin Wallace's games is you can't play them at 2. So, and I think this one would not be that good at 2 anyway. This is going to shine with a lot of people, as do most Martin Wallace games. So I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get a 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Liberté from Valley Games Inc. and designer Martin Wallace. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.